On engine graphics. Unit number 1, outline of engine graphics. So in this presentation we are going to talk about the dimensioning which are going to specify over the drawings. So a drawing of a component should provide complete shape description along with the size description. So once you see some drawing, you should understand that what exactly the shape of it and what exactly the size of it. For example, suppose if I show you some drawing like this, if I show you like this a rectangle, so definitely by observing this rectangle you cannot say that what exactly this component is. Now this component can be this kind of plate also, which you are going from the top or which you are going to view from the top. Okay, like this it can be a plate, right? This can be plate like this, okay, which can be viewed from the top side, or it can be a cylinder also like this, which is viewed from one side. Means if you see from this side, okay, to this particular cylinder, it will look like a rectangle only. Or if you see this particular plate from the top side, it will also look like a rectangle, or even from the front side also it will look like a rectangle. Now what exactly this component is? There should not be any ambiguity in the drawings. So therefore you have to show the complete shape and size description. So it means if I have to show it that it is a shaft or a cylinder, so I have to show this center line here, long dash short dash line, and also when I am specifying the dimension over this, so this is the way I have to specify the dimension. This is the projection line I am taking here, okay, and here I am going to specify the dimension by using some notation, like if I write like 5 20, so it means the 5 is nothing but the notation is for specifying the diameter. So diameter is 20 mm of this particular drawing. So definitely one can understand that yes, it is a this shape and not the this. Okay, if I show 520 over here, and then whatever may be the length of that particular cylinder, so length will be specified here that it is 50 mm this way. Generally all the dimensions which are going to specify on the drawing will be in mm. Okay, so these are provided through the distances between the surfaces, location of holes, nature of surface finish, type of material, etc. So many things actually are going to specify there, not only the dimension but also the location of holes, okay, and the distance between the two surfaces, then the nature of surface finish of the different surfaces required on the drawing, then what type of material actually there on that particular of the component. So the expression of all these features on a drawing using lines, symbols, figures and notes is called as dimensioning. So when you are going to provide all these things, means you are going to draw different symbols on it, writing different figures on it, writing certain notes on that particular drawing. Like suppose I have to view some surface finish on this particular surface, so it will be indicated with a surface finish symbol like this. And here some data is specified that what kind of say the surface finish required, like N6 I am writing over here by drawing such a symbol over there. So it is having certain meaning. So in this way there are so many features actually are going to specify on the drawing to give the clarity about the particular drawing, that what exactly this drawing is, okay, what is the shape of it, what is the size of it, what kind of surface finish is there, what kind of materials are used here, okay. So all this we are going to indicate with the in the form of different dimensions and all. So that is nothing but called as in total a dimensioning. Now there are certain rules for doing this dimensioning. So dimension is a numerical value expressed in appropriate units of measurement and indicated on drawings using lines, symbols, notes, etc., so that all the features are completely defined. So as far as possible, dimension should be placed outside the view. So whatever the view you are drawing, so your dimension should not be inside the view. Okay, like this way, if I show the dimension, it is not recommended. Okay, like if I show this arrow here, and if I am writing the, so instead of specifying this dimension line inside the drawing, it is always better to take the projection outside, okay, and then draw the dimension line outside this, okay. And dimension should be taken from the visible outlines rather than the from the hidden lines. So it's always better to take the dimensions from the visible outlines rather than the hidden lines, because hidden lines are nothing but the things which are not visible to you, okay. And dimensioning to a center line should be avoided except when the center lines passes through the center of a hole. So generally you are going to avoid the dimensioning by using the center lines of the drawing. And if it is unavoidable, and if it is related to some center of a hole, in that case you can use it. Okay, then each feature should be dimensioned only once on a drawing. So there should not be repetition of the same dimension again and again over the drawing. In a single view, definitely it should not be repeated. Even generally we are providing minimum two views for any drawing, means a front view and a top view. Suppose this is the there is some rectangular block like this, so this is the front view, okay, and this is the side view. Suppose now let us take instead of taking a rectangular block, we'll draw the cylinder. So this is the front view of it, okay, and this is the side view of it. So definitely this should be a long dash, short dash lines, center lines. So you have to specify one dimension only once on the drawing. Maybe on this and this two views are there, but in that two views also the dimensions should not be repeated as far as possible. Otherwise there will be so many cluster of dimensions will be there. Then dimension should be placed on the view or the section that relates most clearly to the corresponding feature. So according to that you have to select that. If diameter is to be specified, it is always better to specify the diameter over here. Okay, clearly it is visible instead of specifying the diameter over here. Okay, then each drawing should use the same unit for all dimensions, but without showing the unit symbol. So generally all the dimensions are specified in mm, so not necessary to write everywhere mm. Okay, so mostly we are going to specify all the dimensions in mm only, and that too only writing the number, not the symbol. No more dimensions than are necessary to define a part should be shown on a drawing. So whatever the number of dimensions which are really required to define the part, only those dimensions are to be specified on the drawing. And no features of the part should be defined by more than one dimension in any one direction. So you should see that no feature of a part should be defined by more than one dimension, okay, and in any one direction. At the same time, the projection and the dimension lines should be drawn as thin continuous lines. So we already talked about the different types of lines, and therefore we know that whatever these projection lines we are drawing, okay, and the dimension lines which we are drawing, all these will be a continuous thin line. So this is a continuous thin line, dimension line. This is a projection line which is continuous thin line. So projection lines should extend slightly beyond the respective dimension lines. So whenever you are going to show some dimension, like in this case some dimension is shown, so this is your dimension line, okay, and this is your projection line. So it should extend beyond this by some amount. Here also you can see that it is extended somewhat, okay, extra, okay. It should not be exactly up to this point, it should be extended downward. So there are two ways. In this case you can see that it is specified an arrow here, okay, to show the dimension from this point to this point, okay. Well, in this case slash is shown here. Here you can see the slash is shown. So distance between the two lines is indicated by using the slash, okay. So this is called as origin indication, this is a dimension line, and this is termination. Arrowhead is indicating that it is a termination point of that particular dimension. So this is what is your projection line, okay, and the value of the dimension is specified over here. The value of dimension specified here also at all these termination ends. So from here to here the distance, from here to here this distance, all the distances are from this origin indicated over there, so it is increasing, okay, while in this case the dimension is specified over here over the line. So this is the dimension line, over this line you have to specify this dimension. So 4240 line dimension is there, okay, and this termination is given by this oblique stroke. Oblique stroke means like this, it is being shown oblique stroke here, this is oblique stroke here, okay. That way also you can show the termination. Now we'll just discuss about the method of execution of dimensioning. So projection lines should be drawn perpendicular to the feature being dimensioned, okay. So where necessary they may be drawn obliquely, but it should be parallel to each other. So in this case you can see that they from here some dimension is shown, but they are drawn obliquely, okay, but they should be parallel to each other. This line should be parallel to each other, okay. However, they must be in contact with this feature. So this is, you can see that this is in contact with this particular feature. Here also it is in contact with the feature, and the projection lines and the dimension lines should not cross each other unless it is avoidable. So you should see that these projection lines and the this is, you can see the projection line here, this one projection line, and this is dimension line, Generally here you will find out that that crossing is specified. Generally this kind of crossing should be avoided, because this position line is taken from here, okay, and this is the dimension, this crossing here, so this kind of things can be avoided as far as possible. So a dimension line should be shown unbroken. Generally, even though part is broken here, like you can see here this component is shown in broken stage, but the dimension line should be shown continuous, okay, even where the feature to which it refers is shown broken. That is what we discussed here, that even though this feature to which you are showing the dimension is broken, but the dimension line should be continuous, it should be unbroken, okay. And a center line or the outline of the part should not be used as a dimension line. So you should never use the outline, okay, or the center line as a dimension line, but it may be used in place of projection line. Now we'll just discuss about the termination and origin indication once again. So the dimension line should show distinct termination in the form of arrowheads or oblique strokes, or where applicable an origin indication. So just now in the previous slide we have seen this origin indication now is also there, this oblique stroke also we have seen, and the arrowhead. So these are the three ways by which you can use the termination and origin indication of the drawing. So the arrowhead is drawn as short lines having an included angle of 15 degree, which is closed and filled in. So whatever this arrowhead we are drawing, so the angle which is generally used for drawing this arrowhead, so this angle is generally 15 degree, okay, and this complete area is filled. So you are going to draw this arrowhead completely dark like this, and your line is there like this, okay. So the oblique stroke is drawn as a short line which is inclined at 45 degrees. So whenever you draw this oblique line, so the angle of this particular line will be 45 degree, okay. And the origin indication is drawn as a small open circle of approximately 3 mm diameter. So 3 mm diameter circle is drawn here for the origin, okay. Also, the size of the termination should be proportional to the size of the drawing on which they are used. So definitely small depends upon the size. Small size as if it is there of your drawing, so accordingly your arrow should also be of small size. Otherwise, if it is a small distance, actually you are going to show over here like this 30 mm specified here, and if I draw arrows of this size here and this size here, definitely this is not recommended and it is not proper way, okay. So according to that, the proportional dimension of the this particular arrowhead to be followed. So where space is limited, arrowhead dimension may be shown outside the intended limits of the dimension line that is extended for that particular purpose. So outside also you can see here. Now in this case it is not possible to draw these two arrows inside this, so you can show it from the outside, okay. So in certain other cases an oblique stroke or a dot may be substituted, so you can use this oblique strokes here in that case, because there is a small space is there, you cannot show it. Or even here also, now the dimension from this side to this side or this side to this side, if you have to show, so you are going to have this dot in between instead of showing the arrow or instead of showing the stroke, okay, oblique stroke, you can show the dot also here in this case. Now we will see this termination for the dimensions of which are curved are there. So where radius is dimension, only one arrowhead termination with its point on the arc end of the dimension line should be used. So you can see here simply such a arc is there, so you can show here this arrow like this over this particular. Similarly here on this side you can see R300 specified. So this is the size, radius 300, and this is the center of that particular, and this is the arrowhead where this particular curve is obtained. However, the arrowhead termination may be either on the inside or outside of the feature outline. So you can show this inside also, or you can show it as outside also, okay, depending upon the size of the feature. So what is exactly the size of the feature, according to that you can show is either inside or outside, that depends. Now we are going to discuss about the methods of indicating dimensions. So basically there are two methods of aligned dimensioning and unidirectional dimension systems. So these dimension systems we are going to discuss after in the next presentation. So we'll just stop here. Thank you very much.